What are 5 signs that your ex regrets breaking up with you? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, but first, my name is Clay with ModernLove.life, where we help you get the great, loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you are not. Because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, do me a favor by hitting that thumbs up button and by thinking about subscribing to this channel if you are new here. You may also want to sign up for our email newsletter as well. I'll put the link for that down below in the description box for this video, but this is a totally free email newsletter. I send out tips, advice, and strategies and things like that to help you to make progress in connecting with your ex, getting through obstacles and challenges, and really helping you to reunite with them to create a better, stronger emotional relationship with them. Again, that's totally down below. You can sign up if you want to. It's completely free, all that good stuff. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video, which is 5 signs your ex regrets breaking up with you. So, oftentimes people who go through a breakup, people who dump their ex may regret that choice, and they may even want to get back into a relationship with you. So what are some ways that you can find out if this might be happening with you, might be happening with your ex? The first sign that your ex regrets breaking up with you is if they probe about your dating life or your relationship life. You know, they start asking, are you seeing anyone? Are you dating anyone? Obviously, they're trying to feel if it's worth it for them to become emotionally invested in you again. Now, again, there's different times and contexts that your ex might say this. If your ex is trying to create more distance between you and them by saying, you should date other people, are you seeing anyone, because they feel uncomfortable interacting with you right now because they think that you have a hidden agenda or that you're trying to get back together with them without feeling or understanding where they're at emotionally, then that's one thing. But if they are just taking an active interest in, are you seeing someone? Are you in a relationship? Have you dated anyone? These are some things that indicate that your ex might be kind of regretting the time that they broke up with you. Okay, so that's one thing. The second sign your ex regrets breaking up is if they keep the door open for the two of you romantically. Your ex might take an interest in you and your love life, dating life, all that stuff, or lack thereof. But if they are making it very clear that the two of you, could get back together someday, or that they are not seeing anyone themselves, or that sometimes they admire the good times that the two of you had, or they bring up romantic memories from your time together or something like that. They're kind of like leaving that door open. They're kind of making sure that tone between the two of you is still available for a romantic connection of some sort. Definitely a sign that your ex might potentially regret breaking up with you. Another thing is that this is sign number 3, by the way. Sign number 3, your ex regrets breaking up with you, is that their life seems to be worse since they broke up with you. And I mean worse by their standards, by what they would measure their life as, not by your standards, right? Because they're going to live their life the way that they're going to live their life. And if they, for whatever reason, really idolize and look up to, partying and drinking and doing drugs and stuff like that, that might be a step forward for them. I mean, as destructive as it may be, they might perceive it as a step forward, whereas you might see it as like, okay, this is them spiraling out of control, their life is falling apart or something like that. Now, of course, that's an extreme example. There could be all kinds of other things, like, maybe they're dating people that the two of you have spoken about before who maybe aren't a good fit for them, right? Or maybe they are doing things that seem to go against their values. Now, of course, yes, breakups can cause people to change their values, change what's important to them in their life, but barring any of that, barring any sort of existential crisis that your ex may have had as the result of your breakup, they're probably just regretting the breakup if they're having some sort of dramatic change towards the worst, towards what they would perceive as the worst following a breakup. So that's definitely, one of the signs your ex regrets breaking up with you. Now, before we go on, I do want to just let you know we do have another video series on what your ex is thinking, how they're dealing with this whole emotional journey of their own through this breakup. You can go ahead and check that out up there as a video card that I will put in this video. But the fourth sign your ex regrets breaking up with you is if they go out of their way to ask other people about you and how you're doing. This shows that they are interested in you. This shows that they want to know what's going on with you. This could also be kind of like the tip of the iceberg of some of that probing to kind of see if you're dating someone or if you're in a relationship with someone or what's going on. That could be one reason why they're asking other people about you. They could also just be probing to see how you're dealing with this breakup. Hey, mutual friend that we have in common. How is so-and-so doing with this breakup? Or, hey, sister of my ex, what are they up to these days? These are ways that people try to kind of get a peek into your life to see what you're doing, to see where you're at emotionally, because maybe they're, testing to see if you might want to get back together with them. Maybe they're testing to see if there's the possibility for anything between the two of you so they can, maybe get excited about it or let themselves kind of go there mentally. There could be any number of reasons why your ex might want to do this, but basically, if they're still asking others about you, it shows that they are exploring what's going on with you, which means that they're still emotionally caught up in you, emotionally curious about you, and that they potentially could regret breaking up with you. Otherwise they would just kind of like keep going and not bother looking back to see how you're doing or how this whole situation is affecting you, or if you're dating someone, all of these sorts of things, right? So that's definitely a sign your ex regrets breaking up with you. And the fifth sign is that they admit their mistakes in the relationship or even in the breakup itself. Now, if your ex is willing to admit that, yes, they made mistakes in the relationship, and yes, there are certain things, however many there might be, that they did that contributed to the breakup, that shows, obviously it shows a degree of maturity through all of this, but it also shows that they are probably looking back at the relationship and realizing that, okay, it probably could have worked out. It probably could have turned out reasonably well if I had behaved a little bit differently, if I had done something a little bit differently. And this is a difficult thing for a lot of people to come to terms with because, again, as we've mentioned in previous videos, your ex often has to see you as someone worth breaking up with in order for them to justify their behaviors, justify their actions, and live with themselves and all of that. And so oftentimes, that's why we have so many people that say, oh, my ex is a terrible person. My ex is the worst person in the world. Obviously not half of all the people in the world are these evil, sinister, wicked, terrible people. Obviously, we each carry our own share for why the breakup happened or why our relationship didn't work out, and to, play some sort of like, hey, I'm blameless card and all of the blame lies on you. Obviously that is not completely realistic. And so if your ex is able to actually see things in an objective sort of way where they can say, yeah, I screwed up some things. Sure, maybe you had your role in all of this too, but there are definitely things that I did that messed up that relationship. That shows that they are probably having some degree of self-reflection. They might even regret the breakup. They might even be saying like, hey, maybe if we got back together and I cleaned up my act and, probably you cleaned up your act too in whatever way you contributed to the breakup, we might be able to make things work. So again, it just shows that they are thinking things through. They're thinking about this, and they're looking at the role that they played in this entire breakup situation as well too. And it's not just about you. It's not just all your fault or anything like that. So again, those are the 5 signs your ex regrets breaking up with you. If you want to learn more about how to navigate your ex's emotional world to kind of steer it towards the kind of relationship, reconciliation, all that stuff to bring the two of you back together, you should probably check out our free newsletter if you're not already on it. It's in the description down below this video and also probably pinned as a comment as well too. go ahead and sign up. I'll send you tips, strategies, advice. I'll even send you a nice, cool report as soon as you sign up, kind of pulling apart a lot of myths and assumptions that people make about breakups and getting back together with your ex. A lot of people have gone through this newsletter, and they've said that it has really helped them to make a better connection with their ex, even get back together with their ex, all that good stuff. So if that's something you want to learn more about, feel free to sign up down below, totally free. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Again, my name is Clay. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button for this video. If you're new here, subscribe too. But thank you so much. If you want to learn more about what your ex is thinking, what they're going through, here's a video series for you right over here on that subject. Or you might want to check out this video over here. But thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Hope you're staying safe and healthy out there during this whole situation. And I'll talk to you next time.